Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. This old Mac saw has seen a hard life. It's so packed full of stuff that I can't hardly get the darn thing apart. But we're going to clean it up today. It's going to go through a lot of work, but it's going to happen. That's a can of spray brake cleaner that I'm using to hose off the chainsaw. Don't recommend this for everything, but on the outside of a chainsaw, you're probably okay. You want to do it in a well-ventilated area because the stuff stinks. Before I do any tear down, it's always best if I go through and clean everything that I possibly can. Just to get the mud and caked on crap off of it. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. And if I disassemble it, I'm just going to work that dirt down further into the chainsaw as I'm working on it. Since this is brake cleaner, I don't want to have it get down inside the engine. And with the carburetor off, I'm going to leave that part, this part here, with the dirt in it. I'm not going to spray that down. And I'm going to try and wipe off as much of this outside crap as I can get off of here. So that I don't have to deal with it. First off, I don't have to get it inside the engine. And second, I don't want to get it all over everything I'm touching. And I do the wash down out here in the garage because this brake cleaner stinks. And I get complaints from the other tenants of the house. The designer thinks that having brake cleaner as a fragrance is not a good thing. Okay. I had a Mac chainsaw when I was younger. And I liked it, but it had problems. The darn thing just did not want to start. I tried all manner of things to make it work better. Ended up taking it into a shop, and the guy said, you know what? These things just have the diaphragm carburetor that dries out on it. The only thing you can do is, if you're not going to run it, every time you start it, you're going to have to put some gas in the cylinder just to get it to fire off and get that diaphragm working. So that's what I did from then on. If I wasn't using it for more than 6 months, I knew I was going to have to dump some gas into the cylinder and get it to fire. Well, it's full of mud, and I'm going to have to probably dig that out. Clutch is actually in pretty good shape. Springs are okay. But it is really dirty. I would go so far as to say extremely dirty. Now, is it utterly important to do all this, to have this absolutely perfectly clean? No. It will run with dirt on it, it will run with dirt in it, it just won't run as well. And when you're in the process of troubleshooting something, removing dirt is always the best first step. Wipe off the outside, see if there's anything on there that looks like it's a fatal flaw. Like checking this tank for cracks. to see if there's any problems with it. Because it's a lot easier to fix now, or say, okay, this engine will never run again because it has this fatal flaw. Then after I've spent several hours assembling and rebuilding and tugging on the cord, and then find out that, hey, I can't fix this. Now I have a Poland 20-inch chainsaw, which is a good chainsaw. I mean, it does a good job cutting. It's an inexpensive chainsaw. And that's where the problem lies. They saved as much as they could on parts prices, so you end up with things that aren't as durable. Now this housing is made out of magnesium. Magnesium breaks. Yeah, everybody knows that. It'll crack and bust and have problems. But it is light and strong. Takes heat well up to the ignition point. Doesn't decay in oil. Withstands pretty good amount of vibration. But one of the things that Poland severely failed on was the brake. This brake that locks the clutch up is still here for one thing. That tells me a lot, because the first time I applied the brake on the Poland, it wore this little metal band right in two. Yeah, it didn't release, even though the handle was up where it was supposed to be. The brake didn't release, and it just wore the band right in two. So now the Poland doesn't have a chain brake on it. Now I went looking for a chain brake and found that I could buy a half of a Poland chainsaw to get the chain brake. They don't just sell the metal band. I thought, well, maybe I'll just make another metal band. But that was, well, I bought the chainsaw back in 2000. So evidently that was not something that was a priority for me. I'm very careful with the chainsaw. I don't want to have it kicked back on me, because there's no prevention for having it pop up and whack me in the nose. I got the chainsaw body cleaned off, 90%, and now I'm going to leave it sit out here in the garage for a while so it vents out and doesn't smell like brake fluid, because that tends to set people off. So after it's dried out a bit and the stink's gone away, I'll take it back down into the basement workshop where it's warm and complete the assembly of it. Disassembly, reassembly. I got to mount the carburetor, mount all the housings on it, get it ready to do a test run. And I am extremely dirty. I got my glasses covered with crap from spraying, and I've got junk all over me. But I'm wearing my old clothes, so no harm done. Get the stuff cleaned up, get this vented out, all my tools put away, and we're done for the day. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. See if we can't get this Max 610 up and running. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.